So, I want to talk to you a little bit today about energy and the way that we can change energy, maintain energy, and even kind of change the energy of what's going on in the world right now. If you live in the United States and you know things are kind of chaotic right now, as we've had a new person in leadership, um, kind of changing a lot of things and causing a lot of chaos for us as humans. And so I want to give you a little bit of maybe hope in the middle of the chaos that you can look towards and some ideas on how you can be a part of changing the energy and why that is going to play in a vital role right now as we're in the middle of shifting from a 3D world into a 5D world and understanding the power of your intentions, your beliefs, and your own energy. So stay tuned to this episode because I'm going to teach a little lesson about energy and how you can work with the energy to change things around you. Welcome to the Soul Alignment Mentor Podcast. I'm your host, Angie, and I'm inviting you to explore the depths of self-sabotage, limiting mindsets, and the beliefs that hinder our progress in life. Through intuitive messages I receive from my spirit team, I share profound insights to help you live authentically and break free from these limitations. Join me now as we uncover all the keys to living your best life. Welcome back. My name is Angie, and I'm your Soul Alignment Mentor, bringing you intuitive messages from my spirit team to help you align with your most authentic and highest self. So, energy is powerful, you guys. If you weren't aware of it, we hold so much energy in us that we could send that energy out to around 200,000 homes and give electricity to that many homes just based on our own frequency, our own energy that we hold within our body. Think about how powerful that is when you're in alignment with your true self, your higher self, and how that can enhance the frequency and change things around you in the atmosphere. When you're tapped into your true self, when you're tapped into the energy of who you really are as a spiritual being and your highest self, your energy transforms the things around you because that is how the universe works. Light always overcomes the lower frequencies of darkness. And when darkness is seen as a threat to the human, we are actually agreeing with the darkness instead of overcoming in darkness. We have nothing to fear except for fearing it. We should release the fear and move into our highest self so that we can become the change that we want to see happening in the world. There's a lot of chaos happening, a lot of things being crumbled down, a lot of the, especially in the United States of America, the empire that had been built up before many of us were even humans in this lifetime is crumbling. The system that was built on a faulty foundation is crumbling before us. But the reason it's crumbling is so that we can rebuild the system for the 5D energy. And it's hard to understand that when you are in the middle of the chaos, when you're agreeing with the chaos, when you're allowing the chaos to cause you fear. So when you step out of the chaos, when you allow yourself to be that vessel of light that you're here to be as a light worker, as a healer, as an intuitive, as somebody that holds the frequency of the highest self and is awakened to the truth that you are an eternal being, you start to transform that energy instead of allowing that energy to transform you. But you have to get into the position of understanding how powerful your energy is and how to hold that frequency in order to do so. So my spirit team has given me this vision to help teach you this. So I have my lovely whiteboard here, and I am going to teach you with this what I am talking about. So the first thing I want to explain is the way that Spirit has showed this to me was that each of us light workers is like a tree. So if I get this out and I start drawing trees all over the place. So these are actually what we would consider to be the volunteers that have come down to play a role in the ascension. So these are light workers, healers, People are awakened. If you're not a healer or a light worker or claim to have one of those roles, it doesn't matter. You're still holding the light if you are on your awakening journey, if you are becoming more aware of your true self outside of the human experience. So if we look at all these trees and understand that this is who we are, the light workers, and then let me grab a different color here to represent what Spirit has showed me. So what has been happening for over 2,500 years, so a very long time, is this energy has been moving this direction. So if you imagine that this is wind that's moving this direction, as you can see, the wind, when it comes up against the light worker, it has to move around it. Okay, so this is how like a forest works. When the wind comes to the forest, it has to find its way around. Okay, so this energy has been going on for thousands of years. But these volunteers, these light workers, have come down to hold a frequency in the middle of the energy that's going on right here. Okay, so we are disrupting the energy that has been flowing. But in order for us to continue to disrupt this energy, we all have to start continuing to amplify our light. And the more we amplify our light, the bigger this gets, and the more it starts to disrupt this wind of energy that has been flowing for a very long time. But in order to do that, we all have to keep working on our own energy field and enhancing our energy, enhancing our energy. And then the more we're enhancing our energy, the exciting thing that happens is more trees start to awaken, and more trees start to awaken all around us. And what happens with the energy when more and more trees is that wind or that energy that has been flowing has to go around these now. They have to go around this, and they have to go around this. And so if you keep building more and more and more of this energy and these new lights and new frequencies, what happens? It starts to take out some of the wind, because once it hits this, it has to hit this, and then it hits this. And then in the middle of all this, the wind starts to slow down, and you have less and less of it impacting the collective, because as the wind shifts through the collective, this is, let me clear this up a little bit so you can see it better. Okay, so here's a better drawing. So as you can see, what we've created here is an entire forest. In the forest, when the wind starts to come in, the wind can't get through. And so where's the wind go? It has to find a different place to move around it. And the wind starts to stop impacting the collective energy. So the collective energy starts to amplify, and it starts to amplify, and it starts to amplify, and it starts to change the atmosphere, it starts to change the energy in which things are working and running. So in order for that to happen, though, every single one of these trees or light workers or healers or awakens have to start amplifying their energy and awakening it to their true self and sending that out. And the more that they send this energy out, the more it impacts the current energy that has been moving. And then eventually that energy has to go somewhere else, and it just disappears. It lowers its frequency. It no longer has the control that it has. So if you see yourself as a light worker or a healer, your energy plays a huge role in changing the frequency and bringing the ascension and changing the atmosphere of everything around us. So how do you do this? How do you change the atmosphere? How do you be that light that you are here to be as a volunteer to help with ascension and awakening on the earth? You start with yourself by going inward. You spend more time in meditation. And meditation is not an easy thing to do when the ego mind has not been practicing it. It's just like anything else that you have to learn how to do, is you have to continue to do it over and over and over. But when you're determined to learn something, when you're determined to change something, when you're determined to make something different in your life, you will repeat the behavior that changes that over and over and over. And that's what meditation is a continued repeated behavior of changing the wavelength and frequency of who you are and allowing the ego mind to begin to rest. It is a proven scientific fact around the 12-minute mark of meditation, the ego mind starts to calm down. And in order to get to that 12-minute mark, you have to train your brain to be still that long. Now, how do you do that? You try all kinds of tools that you need to use to get to that point. I always tell my clients, start with headphones, use headphones, find some frequency music, find some other healers that have frequency music they put up on YouTube, or find an app that you can use where you can follow along to guided meditations or energy healings, whatever it is that gets you on the right track. And start small. Start with 2 to 3 minutes a day, and then increase that to 5 minutes, and increase that to 10 minutes, and then get up to 12. My encouragement is to get it to at least 15 minutes a day. And when you start getting past that 12-minute marker and you start getting back in touch with your higher self and your intuition and feeling your energy different, it almost becomes addicting, because that peaceful state that you get to move in when your energy is in control and not being manipulated by everything going on around you in the chaos, that feeling of peace is something you begin to crave, which brings you back into that state of meditation over and over and over. And so my encouragement is to just begin. That is the one way you will increase your frequency. The other way that you can do this is start focusing on positive things. This is very difficult when the world around you has everything negative going on. But there's something positive to find in something, even if it's simply finding a leaf on the ground that looks pretty, or seeing a beautiful sunset, or having a wonderful meal with a friend, or coffee, or whatever it is, or reading a book. It doesn't have to be anything grand or special for it to bring gratitude into your life. Start paying more attention to the little subtle things that happen that actually do bring you joy. We often get so caught up in our routines and start doing things in our life just because this is the normal thing we do. It's, I get up at this time, I do this, this is the next thing I do. And we have these things that we go through, and we just start living our life without gratitude or thanks. But the truth is being a human is pretty extraordinary. We have this opportunity to feel emotions and to have experiences and to learn new things that we don't have when we're in our spirit. When we're back into the highest part of who we are and we're not a human, we don't have the same emotions and feelings that we have here on earth. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of the fact that you get to have this experience as a human, and allow it to amplify you in your gratitude, to even have the human experience in life, and to be a part of the ascension, to be a part of the enlightened ones that can see beyond the matrix, that can control the matrix, that can change the matrix. That is how we will usher in the 5D energy. And we, as light workers and healers, can amplify and speed up the change by doing this work on ourselves and carrying that frequency with us as we go out into our everyday activities into the world. It doesn't mean we're going around and teaching and preaching and telling people how to live their lives. It means that we are a pure example of love and light. And that has to radiate around us, because light always overcomes the darkness. I hope that this helped in some way. If you would like me to teach anything else or have any other ideas that you would like to learn about, drop a comment below or let me know how this teaching helped you. I would love if you are not subscribed, that you would subscribe and follow and like. That will help me this message and all my teachings get to more people. I'd be so very grateful for that support. Until we meet again, I wish you the best day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. And I send you all the universal love. Namaste.